Hello, good evening. Oh, I think my my light is enough here. Good evening. Thank you for joining me, whether it's live or on replay. Welcome to Friday Night Live. So while people are hopping on, I want to explain why these lives have sort of come about. Do you know what? I've just realised I've got my mic in. Let me just quickly put my mic. Hello, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, you've done this card only just about a week ago, so I don't know whether you want to see it again. Let me just quickly put my mic on. Might be... There we go. It's a bit louder. Hello, Liz. Thank you for joining. So, why did these lives come about? Usually each month I do a monthly class, but for October I decided I will do some Facebook Live techniques, and last time we did some watercolouring. So it came about because we've all got loads of stuff, haven't we, that we collect, including me. Hi Sarah, hi Kim, hi Jess. So I thought, you know what, we should be using what we have, shouldn't we? It's so tempting to buy more, and yeah, I am one of the worst. But I thought, why not use what we have? So this is what we were going to make, and that's what we made in our coffee and card group about 10 days ago. So we had the choice of doing this one, the blues and the greens, or the oranges. Now you tell me what I should be doing. Should I choose the green and the blue? So soft sea foam or pool party, or Cajun craze, crushed curry, or pumpkin pie. So I've got both of those. So the first person who tells me what I should be doing, I'm going to do that. So while you're having a think, let's have a look at what we're actually doing. I'll just bring it closer to the camera if you can see. So it's embossed, the leaves are embossed in a white. This is using the Soft Seedlings stamp set, which is gorgeous. Carol, oh, who was first? Oh, right. I've got to trace this back. Who was first? I think it might have been Sarah. Pumpkin pie. Kim is going the blues. Carol, shades of orange. Oh, there's 2-1. So maybe the oranges win. So it'll be that one. I love them both, so it's very difficult for me to decide. But this, I love leaves anyway, but this has got lovely texture in the leaf. So it's got different shades. Sometimes it's called a distinctive stamp because it's got different shading in it, and that picks it up, all the colours, and it's just beautiful. So this is been embossed in white embossing powder, and then you're going to do, we're doing a background with blending brushes. So these are the ones I've got, and I always have the same sort of colours. You know, these can be used again, so as long as you use the sort of same similar sort of colours, but they can be washed, dried, and perfectly able to be used again. And I love them because you can create your own background. And I did a little bit of stamping in the inside as well. And yes, so let's put the blue one aside. Otherwise I get muddled up. Right, we're going to start off with, now I haven't got the measurements because I did go through sort of measurements last time, but if you do want to know measurements, You can always, I will put it on the thing, but I'm not going to go through it at the moment. So this is your card base, which is actually Mango Melody, either Mango Melody or Crushed Curry, I can't remember now. So that's card base, and this is Cajun Craze, bit of layering going on for the inside, and we're going to decorate that, and for the outside is the same. And this I've got is a cream, a very vanilla. So let us get our embossing stuff out. You need the Versamark ink, the white embossing powder, your embossing buddy. So get rid of the static on there. And then what I'm going to do is stamp. When it's quite a big stamp, sometimes put the block on the bottom and then put the whatever you're using on the top. I think I've got some powder on it. Oh, you're looking to... Actually, I really like this embossing tray. So you're just going to stamp it randomly. You probably won't be able to see much. I can just about see it. Whoops. Nope, missed it, thankfully. And then last bit. Right, you just about see that. Yeah, Sarah did this last time and she quite liked the embossing tray and stuff. So then I put my Versamark on. I'm going to put my white on it. Now you don't have to have this stamp set. You could do it with other stamp sets, whatever you've got. Give it a little tap. And this is quite good because it's got the little brush. So if you see anything, you see I've got that Versamark a little bit on there, so I'm going to take it off. That's all I can see. So let's put the lid on this. And then it's got the tweezers. Otherwise you get... It is easily, it gets very hot. I'm going to try this. Good. Excellent. And then you can just about, can you see it? Just about, really, can't you? You can see it changing. I have done it with another stamp set, which I will show you at the end. So you just have to, before you put the colour on, just have to make sure it's completely dry. But I think this stamp set is lovely for, we're still on October. So it's still got all these lovely falling leaves everywhere. So I think these colours are perfect. Whoops. Just have to check that you've done it all. Otherwise you'll wipe the powder off. Right, there we go. while it's, oops, sorry, a Christmas card. Yeah, good idea, Kim. Right, so that put over there. So now just have to get your stuff ready. So you've got, hi Natasha. So you've just got to get all your colours, and while it's drying, you're prepping what you're doing. So Cajun Craze, I've sort of done it in sort of darkest to lightest. Let me see. That's okay. That's orange and that's yellow. So I'm going to get these ready. So what you do, this is the problem, I get loads of embossing little specks everywhere. So I'm going to start with getting, yeah, it's lovely, isn't it, Natasha? So these are gorgeous. I don't know whether anybody has used these, but they're lovely. They're very silky smooth. They're almost like makeup brushes. They're lovely, but even I think better than that, to be honest. Once you've got some colour on it, take the harshness off, and I'm going to go sort of at an angle. I'm then going to get a little, that's all right Jane, nice to see you. I'm going to get a little kitchen roll and take some of that colour off, because I do want a little bit of that colour, because it's nice to have a bit of that colour on leaves, especially because that's how we have changing leaves really, but you don't want a lot of it. So and then what other colour can I use? I think I'll do the crushed curry in the middle. I always start off gently and then add, because there's many times that I have just been heavy-handed really on it, and I'd rather build up the colour and start off really light, and it's smoother. So just don't have hardly anything on your brush. So then I'm going to end up with the pumpkin pie. So brushed it in the, that's orange. I want to take a lot of the colour off and just make sure that once it's very light, then I'm going to go over it. You can do one colour, you can do two colours, you can do one cut, three colours like I've done here. It's up to you. Choose two colours that you'd like. You can see it building up. I'm just going to take the kitchen roll, take some of that colour off. But yeah, I think, Kim, this would be lovely for Christmas, holly leaves and stuff like that, and you could create very simple cards but very effective cards, I think. So am I happy with that? I think so. Let's take this off a little bit. That's fine, I'm happy with that. Close these snowflakes. Yes, Sarah. Put those away. So I'm then going to, my next bit is to do my greeting. So what have I got? I'm going to do hello again, I think. So I would do that in a darker colour, and I'm going to use stylish shapes. So where have I mounted it? I've mounted it on here, and I only need a little one, so I know that's going to fit. So it's the second to the smallest. Running out of space. So then I'm going to get a piece of scrap and a little mini stamp and emboss. And that's my little sentiment. And I do like, just put this away, otherwise I lose things very easily. I do like circles, stamping on circles, because when you stamp on circles you don't need to get it straight, especially with the cling stamps. Have you got the little machine, Kim? Because I love it. And then I'm going to stamp it in the middle and put that away before I put my fingers in it. And then what I have done here is Simply Elegant trim. So we're going to go with the gold. So it's another little sort of thing to do with it. This is quite hard, it's quite slippery. You can do a knot, but it sort of slips out quite easily. So another thing to do is to do this sort of thing to give it a different sort of look. So what I tend to do is put some dimensionals on the back, take a piece and then a couple of fingers, go round, and then probably that's enough. Hold it at that point, splay it out like that, and then sort of, this is where you need a third hand. Get my take your pick tool. This is what I need for this. And it's not going to come off. And then with your fourth hand you pop it on and then look at it from the other side. Think, oh, does that look okay? And then poke that in onto the dimensional so you don't see it. Now once you've done all that, that's stuck on, but you haven't got anything really to stick that on there. So what I do is get your tear and tape, put a little bit of that on, because that is what will stick to your card. There have been many times that I have just stuck it on the card without doing this and it's just fallen off because there's no dimensionals to actually stick on the card. So this tends to work because I think tear and tape is lovely and strong. So once splay it out a bit more if you're not happy with it, and then I'm going to put it to one side. So then get my card base, I'm going to stick that on. Has anybody done this technique? I'm sure Jane would have done it. I'm sure you have done this technique, Jane, and probably taught this technique. So a little bit of card layering on the front. I've got 1 centimetre, so I've just got a little bit more of a gap there. So that's your front. Now I want to do a little bit of, I haven't done it in the original, but I have done it in here. If you can see a little bit of blue hue, you may not be able to see it, but I think it's quite nice because it ties in with the front then. So I'm going to do, not too dark, let's do, what shall I do? Mango, crushed curry. Let's do crushed curry. See what that's like. Only a little bit. That's it. So you're just going to put it round the edge. Just a tiny bit. You probably don't need to dab it in again. You're just getting a small amount just to lift that very vanilla harshness. Not that it's harsh, but we're just tying the front into the inside. You've never done embossing? Oh, Liz, you need to order it. Sometimes it can be a bit of a faff, can't it? Embossing, but it's actually really effective, and I think, especially for Christmas, I think it is effective because you can do this with golds. I'm going to take that little, I don't know what it's called, a sycamore, is it a sycamore? And then I'm just going to lightly, oh well, not quite done that. You can see the texture on the card. Nobody will ever know, only you know. So then that will go onto another layer. Inside, it just needs some gold. Yes, gold for Christmas, Sarah. Gold is lovely. So you can just see it's created a little bit of difference, hasn't it? And then I have done something to the envelope. Is that the right way? Yes. So there we go. This is what I've done to the envelope. Oh, thank you, Kim. Yeah, the colours are lovely, aren't they, Let? Especially autumnal. It's been such a beautiful day today. So I did this with just the envelope thing. What you do is open this out. I'm not going to do it, but just letting you know. Take a bit of scrap paper, fold it over, and then I wouldn't do it with my left hand, but you know what I mean. You would do your blending that way and then stamp. And that's how I did that. So let's take this out of the way because I have got So if you haven't got the stamp set, you know, you don't need this stamp set. You need whatever you have got to use. So there's that one, there's this one, and I have used the artistically inked one. So you could have another stamp set, but I love the detail in this. So I did it in this colour, which I'm not really a pinky person, but the white I think can tone it down. And so that's the embossing, and I've used Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green, and then inside done that. Look at that gorgeous detail of the stamp. Don't need to do a huge amount, do you? Just need to stamp it correctly. Do you know what I haven't done? The little rhinestones. Just quickly do that because it finishes off the card. These are iridescent rhinestones. Let's do 3 randomly. And there we go. That is Embossing Resist Technique. Hope you have liked that. Thank you for joining me. I've got my Christmas card event next week, and I'm going to see some of you there, which will be lovely. Then I'm going to Vienna, which is a Stampin' Up event, and then I'll do another Friday Night Live when I'm back. I'm not sure what that date will be, but it'll probably be a Christmas sort of themed card. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your lovely comments. Thank you for saying hello and sticking with me. Until next time, see you later. Sorry.